what if we could go through ORNL, Rubbermaid, and Y12 and calculate and show the reliability of a system to be 0.27? What would that do?
Break the heart rate.
What's that? But don't we, I mean, at one time, for example, I knew that our publications were lacking. So one of the first things I did to my group is I said, guys, we're lacking in our publications and we need to focus on that. Unless I made it aware, we would never have solved the problem, would we? So every year, for example, when I look at my own evaluations, I look at not the strengths, but I look at where our weaknesses are. And then I go back to the group and I say, guys, there is our weakness. So we have to be aware of it, right? So now, the options that I just wanted you to remember was this. Could you simplify that complexity? Could we? Could we redesign the structure? Could we select a couple of components and enhance their reliability? Should we introduce redundancy? Okay? Or a hybrid option? So now, now that you know, if I gave you this problem, it's just a little bit more complicated than the other one, could you solve that for me? And could you tell me what your strategy would be to improve it?
So did you do C, D, E, F, and G as one group, then I and H?
Watch this. This is a little bit different because, watch this, everything there was series and parallel, right? Right. Here, watch this. Bing, bing, bing. I have to then bring these series into this. You see that difference between that one and this one? So I first have to kind of simplify a few things. And then I start looking at it this way in terms of doing it. But let's assume, one, the calculations are not that difficult, right? The problem is, where do I start? What do I do? How do I do it? And those are the, but more important from your perspective, if I could do this, and I had the structure, and what do I have? The structure and the reliability, which is two things at this moment you don't have at work. All right, so let's assume I did this. Could you tell me what you would do? What would you do?
That's going to determine how big it is. And so, if you can start a problem, if you got 100, if you can start a problem with fewer constraints,
That branch of L, M, and K, when you multiply those together, is going to be a pretty low number that appears in the series part of it.
It would, but so would H and I, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's parallel with the others, so
All right, very good.
buffered by the other.
What would you do with S? S seems to be pretty high, but it has a tremendous amount of impact. What else is equal to S? Would you say that K is equal to S? J, A, B. So from a particular perspective, I can look down the series and say, oh my God, eventually these things have to be multiplied out together. And I can look at, oh my God, maybe I should look at K or B and improve that. Or I could go down and say, which is the lowest, 0.4, and I can improve that. What should I do? What is your approach?
And then instead of having the finishing machine be red,
You want to focus on the parts that aren't covered by another
First, here's what I would do.
maximize.
How many processes do you have at Y12 or ORNL that are much longer than required?
Every day?
Well, some of these are compliance-based, but when I was at ORNL, we looked at some processes, and somebody said, well, it's because of compliance. When we go back and check on compliance, nobody knew why their compliance was there. Because something happened in 1922, okay, and therefore this was put in, and then everybody kind of followed it, and so, is there a way, again, at Rubbermaid, I think we can do it, but at ORNL and Y12, do you think that you can simplify, before we do anything, simplify the process? No?
You still have to call like 30 people,
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're
and you can get it.
if you're not
answered.
afraid to challenge
No.
the self-compliance that we built in, or self-imposed compliance that we built into a lot of our processes.
Yeah.
And you get the support across different organizations that you need to remove some of those things,
Uh-huh.
you can do it, just extremely hard.
All right,
But it would
but,
also depend if it was on under change control or not.
what's that?
It would also depend if it was under change control or not.
Right, so, but here's what I would do. I would say, can I get rid of this? That's one of the things I would do. The second question I would ask is to simplify, has two dimensions to it, isn't it? I would say, can I do Q and R together, rather than two blocks? Can I do it as together as one block? So it's not simply to eliminate, it's also to do what? Combine the processes together.
But even if you combine them, isn't that still the same reliability factor?
According to technical numbers, yes, but if I fundamentally change the way the process is done
Then
and
you
how
can
you
create-
combine it, you can simply enhance the reliability of that in the process. But you're correct, mathematically, that is correct. Okay, again, mathematics is not equal to what we're gonna say is reliable. Fair enough? So, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you the calculations. And you're gonna say, roll on, because I know how to do this. Say yeah, say that. Okay.
Hold on.
What's the reliability of the system?
I mean, you see how even, just.
2%.
No, but you're laughing. I don't see how I can laugh, given the fact, is there any number up there that it says, oh my God, there's a couple of numbers, 0.4 and 0.5 and all that stuff. But generally, a lot of the numbers are 0.7, 0.8, and 0.9, are they not? How is it possible that somebody structured this? Somebody did, didn't they? And I have now, if we understand the math, okay, series multiplication, parallel what? 1 minus multiply it, then subtract it from 1, right? And if I do this, did I get 2% reliability? What does 2% reliability mean?
98% failure.
That out of the 100 times that you do something through that system, only 2 of those times will a product or a document or a patient go through it without a problem.
Sounds about right.
You know we're taped, Jeremy.
But you didn't have to say my name.
Jeremy said that. This is an example. The system is not complicated. According to my understanding of how ORNL works and how Y12 works, this is not a complicated system. I've seen processes at both organizations, very much so to UT, that to do a job requires 18,000 people in series. Exaggeration. What if the reliability of every one of them was 0.99999? You still don't have a system. How many of your systems do you think in your organization have a reliability of less than 20%? Don't raise your hand.
Yep.
Now, let's talk about your responsibility, because we always come back to, yeah, we're learning the technical stuff, but your responsibility. What is your responsibility? Here's what I'm going to show you. you see this is our components, right? So before we taught it, I had somebody go and simulate it. And I said, I want you to take component A and S, take component G, K, N, and I, and change them, do sensitivity analysis, increase those reliabilities, right? As we increase the reliability, do you notice that the reliabilities, but you would assume, my God, if I change the reliability of something, it should equal to the reliability of something else. What does it say? That the impact, depending upon where you change it, is going to be very different to that entire system. Okay? What is the reliability that is going to make the greatest change here? Watch this. Do you see that? So that's very important. Now, this is your research project if you want. Tell me what you see. The Toyota Prius. Can you put this in the form of a structure? Say yes. What would the structure look like? Sorry. Where'd it go? She took my stuff. Oh, there it is.
Oh, wow.
No, this is not it. I spent, seriously, about 3 or 4 hours developing slides. Well, there it is. Ha! There it is. Okay. What is this? Not a physical system, is it? That's not a physical system. This is a Six Sigma process. This is a lean process. This is a safety initiative. This is, I don't know what initiative, what else? Security initiative. This is our plan to enhance security. This is our plan to increase whatever. If this is it, can I write this in this particular format? And if I did, just done that, does that create a structure? Say yes. Now, part of what I talked to you about your research is, in this structure, can you define for me how to calculate reliability? But let's assume that I can, based on that, calculate, where'd it go? Reliability. Let's assume I could. Right? Reliability of A, reliability of B, reliability of C, etc. down the line, I've actually calculated the reliability. And if I knew the structure and the reliability, which I don't, okay? Could I now calculate the reliability of you successfully implementing this? You see what we're trying to get to. How many initiatives do you have at your organizations that everybody claps because you got together in a forum and said, what a great initiative? At the end, you come and say, what did we do? It is not because you were ill-intentioned. It is because inherently you did not think about what? The reliability of the system. Now, I'm going to connect this, if I can, right, to our class before. What are the requirements in each of these components? People, material, equipment, and schedules. What requirements in terms of people? What requirements in terms of schedules? Isn't it giving you insight into the requirements as well? What if you could do this? And here's, for those people that want to do research, I have, for example, identified this to be phase one. Watch this. I can't explain it. This A is building the infrastructure. B is standardizing. All the way up to G is reducing the cycle time. E is aligning scheduling with production. F is to create a flow. This is, so I have broken this concept of lean into not A, B, C, but classifications that says I first have to build what? My infrastructure. I next have to standardize. I next have to create flow and reduce cycle time. I next have to do what? Align my schedule. Next, what I have to do is put a pull system and pull it to my customer. What do I have to do next? Reduce my inventory. Each of these is classified. If I knew the components associated with each phase, not can I tell you A, B, C, D, E, F. I can tell you in each phase of what you're trying to accomplish, your ability to accomplish them. You're going to fail in phase one. What if you could do that? Could you create, not that I want you to leave Rubbermaid, O&L, and Y12, could you not create a consulting firm and make a hell of a lot of money? Because that does not exist, that mindset does not exist, that set of skills does not exist out in society at this moment. And if you can take one company and show them that here, let me show you how to save $12 million. And I'm going to take 2 months to do that. How many people do you think would be knocking on your doors?
Let's start here at 0, let's start here at 7. Bottom line on my production.
Are we okay?
Let's talk about the slope, the whole thing, right?
What yes, yes, sir. Oh, I'm going to show you. Because these are not, depending upon what I assume, I have different distributions that I can use. So part of 2 things we're going to do. Next class period, I'm going to bring in and start showing you how to calculate R, given different assumptions. Okay, so you are going to be able to have that calculation of R. Then I'm going to say, if it was not a process that says series, it's a classroom like this, that is not series or parallel, it's all mixed up. How do I take something and create an equivalent structure? We're going to develop equivalent structure, then we're going to mesh those two together, okay? And we're going to find boundaries of different reliabilities. So I'm going to show you, as of the next class period, how to calculate that. Are we okay? All right. So, go ahead, relax, eat more pizza. Yes.
Could you see that list again? It was like build structure, do something, do flow,
Yeah.
optimize this.
This is the way I think